And again, and within the book, we've got two trans characters that are, you know, I love the fact that it's not an issue. We are talking about these two young human beings as they are. I mean, how's that been? Because I mean, it's a big question, but you know, we're in complicated times at the moment with lots of misunderstanding, and yeah, it's but how has been the response to that? You know,
it's been really interesting.
People seem to shy away a lot, don't they? And that's what I loved about it, where you were in there, and it's how life is, and it's very much these,
yeah. I mean, when I was writing it, so I could tell me that again, Maxine. I didn't hear the end of you.
I'm just waiting, but I'm saying, you know, it's not. There's no over explanation. I just love the fact that it's a full acceptance of these two young people, you know what I mean, at a point in their lives, and yeah, and the way your character navigates in a way that one of the other parents in the book is struggling with.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny because sort of over, you know, I have trans people very close to me, like, you know, and trans young people close to me, and trans older people, and non-binary, and that's been a learning curve for me. I've gone from kind of, you know, radical feminist kind of world of the 1970s, and some of them are not catching up. So and I definitely I have those bones and those fears and those feelings. So that world has been, and I've had some incredibly patient and yeah, just brilliant like educators around me personally, helping me to kind of get to where I've got with it all. And then it felt really important to write, you know, non-binary and trans young people into a story, especially with the work I've done on like diversity and inclusion in colleges. I was like, what I know from teaching is the best form of representation is to just put people in, and not to then talk about, oh, look, it's the only trans person in the book, or, you know, but to kind of just make them in the story and do that. And I loved doing that. I really loved using they, them pronouns, because I was like, it's actually like, I work very hard. I think I've achieved it in this book, never to mention skin color or hair color when I'm writing, because I just think, you know, you don't realize that actually you've written someone out of reading the book and thinking it's them. If you've said skin color and hair color, they're like, oh, she said blonde and white. That's not me. So I try very hard to never do that. And I really enjoyed doing it. And that my only fear about it was like, she thinks she's a monster, but she's actually she's a really tolerant parent. Like, tolerance the wrong word, actually. She's a very accepting and open parent to do with her child's gender. And I kind of gave her that one. I was like, I'm going to give her that one. I don't think this character realizes that she's beating herself up the whole time, but she's actually, because I know parents of young people changing and questioning their gender who have not been tolerant, which is why I put the other parent in there. But of course, when I wrote it, Maxine, I thought, oh, there'll be like some massive backlash where everyone, you know, not everyone, hopefully, but I'll get like fury. And I haven't had it, but that might be because not enough people have read the book yet, you know, but I'm glad that, you know, I'm glad that it seems to be, because I've written it without questioning it and just saying, this is her child and this is her child's friend, that doesn't seem to be a thing that's coming out for people. They don't seem to be picking up on that and needing to fight me on it. So, but it felt really good. It felt really good. And it at one point, I'd put a sort of a thing for like people who can't get their head around pronouns at the beginning, saying, you know, this character has they, them pronouns. And then I was like, actually, I'm not even going to do that, because that singles out that character and says that character is the one who's different from the others. And so, yeah, it's been a really positive thing to write that part of it. And also, you know, the book is questioning, I didn't realize, but the book is, you know, questioning gender roles all the time, like mother, father, they're such gendered roles, and why people suffer in them, and the expectations of them are so gendered. So to have a younger generation in it that are actually kind of questioning gender already, even though it's not a part of the story, it felt like the hope that you mentioned, that felt like a sort of seed of something. It's like, it's not always these gendered roles are shifting. We might be able to change them a bit. So